am sitting here with the beautiful and talented Janine.
Yes, nice
and
to meet you.
Mixtape?
You're Janine and the Mixtape.
So I call you the entire thing?
Yes.
Okay, please tell me the story behind your name.
So Janine and the Mixtape was, came from, I needed to change, it was Janine Foster originally, and everyone expected me to turn up with an acoustic guitar, and I was at the time producing, so I'd either be playing with a band or I'd be showing up with the beats that I'd made, and so I wanted a name that sounded bigger than just a single person, and the Mixtape for me was three things. It was one of them something like cute and corny you make for someone that you care about, and then second was hip hop mixtape, which is like raw and real and tough, and then the third was that I grew up watching a lot of N1 basketball mixtapes, so it was a combination of this cute, corny, tough girl that likes basketball.
So I would imagine that even though you have that name, you still show up and people aren't expecting you to do the type of music that you do.
Of course, yeah, I think so, yeah.
So now you got into the music, you're from New Zealand,
yeah.
So we can pick up on your accent.
Yes.
And so how do you get into hip-hop, R&B growing up in New Zealand? Is that really a big music genre there?
Well, New Zealand is very multicultural, so we grew up with a lot of music. There's a big urban scene as well. I grew up with such a big range of music. I was a big fan of Mariah Carey and Aaliyah and a lot of the 90s, 2000s era of music, from like the Ushers to but then I listened to lots of other genres as well, and I was a big fan of Biggie, so and then I listened to a lot of ethereal music, like indie music, folk music, just a lot of different things.
So do you incorporate all of that when you say you make beats and produce? All of that factors into the music you make? Yeah, well, I
love the melodies and the vocal sound of R&B. I don't think there's anything that's, for me, more pleasing to hear than that sound and those melodies and those vocals. And then a beat of hip-hop and like how that makes you feel, makes you want to move. And then I love like intricate kind of ethereal synth sounds and stuff that you don't quite know what you're listening to. So I just kind of combined all the things that I like, and that's the sound that I create. Okay, so if you can tell me in 500 words or less,
how do you go from growing up, liking different kinds of music, to sitting here with us right now at Hot 107?
Man, it's been a journey. I started, I've sung my whole life. I went to open mic nights performing my own music from when I was 14. I then studied music, and when I finished university, I was like, what am I going to do with a music degree? And then I was like, I'm going to book I decided to save up and go to New York for a month, and I just booked a lot of shows. I'd found them online, booked myself these shows, and first show I played I got mobbed by people, and I was like, who are you, where are you from, what are you doing? And I was just like, I need to come back. So I went back to New Zealand, saved up again for another year, came back, and I was living and working. I was out like East New York, living off nothing, and I was sort of on the grind. I put out my first EP, and it got picked up and put on to a couple of television programs. One of those happened to be Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh, I am so ashamed to say I watched that.
Yes. And that for me was the craziest break. I went back to New Zealand, and I was actually in New Zealand when it aired, and that night it went to the top of the charts. It spiked. It was number 2 on the R&B album charts.
Sidebar: do you watch that show?
I hadn't. I wasn't, because I don't have it. To be honest, I have never had a TV in America.
Oh wow!
Which is especially at the time, I couldn't afford to have a TV.
So have you seen the show since?
Yes, yeah, I've watched the episodes. It's yeah.
It's yeah.
It's yeah. It's funny. I have such a soft spot for it, because it's been so special. That same night, all of every label in America reached out that night.
Wow.
And it was I was refreshing the page on SoundCloud. I was going up hundreds of thousands of plays, or thousands at the time, hundreds of thousands, and it was millions of plays. And I was like, I'm happy if I click and it refreshes one play. This is
that is so huge, and that's now giving me a better feeling about watching and supporting the show, because someone like you is getting a break from that ratchetness that I support. So I feel better about it. So yes, I will continue watching.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely. I'm glad that I could clear that up for you and make you feel good.
So you've never been to Birmingham, Alabama?
No, this is
so welcome on behalf of everyone, and welcome to Hot 107.7 Studios. So tonight you're opening for Floetry.
Yes.
How does that happen?
That's amazing. I actually met Marsha a few years ago and opened for her at SOBs in New York, and she's amazing. I got to watch her in the studio, and I thought I was quite good until I saw her, and it was like, man,
she's crazy.
Her voice is insane.
Crazy live.
Just the control, and she's just so cool. So she's been an inspiration, and I got asked over for this tour, and I was just so blown away.
I was just so happy for you. That's really exciting. So I can't wait to see you tonight. I know you play basketball, and people can't see you right now, but you have injured yourself.
I have,
and are recovering. So this is your first tour in America, and you'll always remember it because you were injured.
Yeah.
So now I know you're probably already thinking about the next time you come back. Do you do choreography, or do you in your performances normally?
I mean, I move around. I don't have like any structured dance, but I'm always, you know, like I love to move. And the first two shows, I was kind of like sitting down and then standing up, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I've just been kind of dropping the crutches for the shows and moving around a bit. Yeah, as my tour manager will say, she's not super happy with it all the time.
I bet not. We'll see how that rehabs. Physical therapy.
My dad's sending me messages. He's like, you still have a long way to heal. Like, be careful.
So you just seem like a contradiction that probably whatever people see, and we'll have pictures of you on our website. You're gorgeous, but you love to play basketball. You're into hip hop and creating beats. Is that something you set out to do? Is to fool us all, or that's just who you are?
Nah. I don't think it would work if it wasn't like legit. I just like what I like and am how I am. It just happens to be that, you know, if people don't expect.
And it's a wonderful surprise.
Thank you.
That's so exciting. So is there any one thing based on who you know you are and what you have to share with us and what we don't know about you yet? Is there something that you're really excited about people finding out about you, whether it's through your music or just you as an entertainer that we don't know yet?
I just want the music to get through. I want the music to be a surprise, and especially with the album, to be something that is fresh and real. I'd love, you know, everything I write is real experiences, and I'm involved in every aspect, and I love it. And I'm just hoping that, you know, there's so much music out there that doesn't necessarily make people feel the way that music used to make people feel. And I'm hoping that I'm creating music that makes me feel and hopefully makes other people feel, so it can do something bigger than just the music or just my goals as well. So hopefully that long term, that's the surprises. Let's make people feel again with music.
I love that. So you mentioned SoundCloud. Tell us exactly what we need to look for on SoundCloud so everybody can go and download Janine and the Mixtape.
Thank you. Well, if you can search Janine and the Mixtape or SoundCloud /Janine and the Mixtape. It's on Facebook or Instagram, Janine_Mixtape. That's the same for Twitter. But I'm all over the place. So.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And we will say that we had you here early on in your career.
This is my first radio in America, too.
Is it really?
Yes, so thank you so much.
So now when you blow up, we'll always have first dibs on you.
100%, yeah.
We have this on tape, right?
I'm very happy to be here. It's such an honor to be in the studio.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much for blessing us with your talent, your presence, and I can't wait to see you tonight.
Thank you so much.